Okay, so I hope I'm not like the only human on the planet to not know this, but a while back my dad came over and was watching me do laundry. And if you use this kind of soap that dispenses down into this little cup, it's really convenient, but it sucks when you pour it out because all the stuff gets stuck on the inside. My dad my dad said to me, you can just throw the whole cup in there. I'm like, what do you mean? I always pour it all in there. And he's like, no, just throw the whole cup in the washer. And then it washes itself.
Take a look at the tiger's tooth. The tiger's tooth is much more of a sharpened peg. You see, it's very thick at the base, and it slowly comes down to a point. But it stays very thick almost all the way up to the tip. They're not very sharp. It does have a serrated edge running down the back. If you can see that, it's actually bladed down the back there. So it'll cut through anything that goes behind the teeth, kind of like a knife.
Most people believe that Navy SEALs are just people that are able to handle stress better than other people. Like it's an innate ability. But in reality, it's not. It's something that is trained during SEAL training. And as a candidate, if you aren't able to master stress management, you really can't be a Navy SEAL, and it comes out in training. And so the exercise that we use to prepare ourselves for high stress situations, whether that's a training exercise or combat, is a thing called box breathing. You breathe in for 4 seconds, you use your diaphragm to do it, you hold that breath for 4 seconds, then you breathe out on a slow 4 count for another 4 seconds, and then you hold with all the air out of your lungs for 4 seconds. And you repeat that loop 5 or 6 times, and what that does is it turns down your sympathetic reaction, which is the fight or flight reaction, and it turns up your parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for rest, relaxation, peace, and it restores harmony to mind and body. Give it a shot.
My dog literally copies everything I do. When I look at the ceiling, she looks at the ceiling. When I bark, she barks. Poof! When I cry, she cries.
Ever wonder what causes hiccups? Daily Doctor Facts. First, let's look at the mediastinum, which is the chest cavity that has the lungs, the heart, and right below it, the diaphragm. Now, behind the lungs, as is shown here, is this massive network of nerves that run along the heart and go down to the diaphragm. And the diaphragm is what separates your chest cavity from your abdominal cavity. Now, there are certain nerves that help control the diaphragm, like the phrenic nerve here, and the vagal nerve. And when these nerves get irritated, they can cause the diaphragm to spasm. Again, this is with the lungs put back on, but when the diaphragm spasms, it pushes up against the lungs, causes a forcing out of air, and causes us to hiccup. So when you eat a really spicy meal, it triggers those nerves and causes that diaphragm to spasm.
Trader Joe's Hacks Part 2.
35 cents, super cheap. Get your water here.
If there's anything you want a sample of, ask them and they have to give you a sample of it.
A bunch of $3.99 bottles of wine. Buy your frozen berries here, they're way cheaper. Buy your garlic peeled, it's easier and not much more.
Let me just start this video off by saying dreams piss me off. First of all, why is it that all of the bad dreams last 8 hours and all of the good ones get interrupted? Because I can be having my worst nightmare and I have to go through that torture for 8 hours straight. And as soon as you have a good dream, that's when somebody has to wake you up. I don't know about y'all, but I cannot recall one time ever being woken up while I was having a bad dream. And it can never even be like an average dream. No, it has to be the dream where you are with your soulmate, doing things you like to do, and then your parents come in the room in the morning and say, hey, it's time for school. And it sucks because you go through that moment of, maybe if I go back to sleep, I could dream about it again. And you know it ain't gonna happen. And another thing, why are my dreams better than my life right now? And it's like torture, because how can you put me in a set of circumstances that is so perfect, and then you wake me up to deal with this again? And I hate how believable they are, because I can fall asleep in class for 4 seconds and somehow believe I'm falling to my death from a skyscraper. And then you wake up startled as hell thinking you were really going to die, and everybody's just looking at you like you stupid. Thank you for your time. Things that are important in a relationship. Number 1, music taste, okay? I'ma just be real with y'all. If you like country music, this probably won't last very long. Because if we get in the car and I decide to play a song like Earthquake, which is extremely well known, and I'm in the car vibing like, "It's you make my earthquake," and you sitting over there like this, I know right from there that this will not last. Number 2, okay, we need to have a sense of humor that's somewhat compatible. Because I play way too much and I am way too sarcastic for you to be getting sensitive when I tell you to shut up. Because I know that I'm playing, but if we don't have the same sense of humor and understanding, then you're gonna get offended. Number 3, okay, I'm sorry this one is for the girls, but I need y'all to be decisive. It's not that I can't make the decisions, it's just I want you to be clear with what it is that you want. If you need emotional support, tell me. If you want food, tell me. Don't just take my food because you hungry and didn't want to tell me you want food. Communicate with me. Thank you for your time.
Random Facts About Japan, Part 3. Today I'm going to show you guys our crazy recycling schedule. This is an example of my recycling schedule. Each color represents a category of items that need to be taken out to the trash that day. These are the 9 categories of things we separate our trash into. Here's 3 of our trash cans. I have 3 more trash cans in here. And we have one outside for dog poop. Each category is also color-coded into a trash bag. On top of that, we have to put our name in Japanese on the trash bags. That way, if we do it wrong, they return it to our house. So if you hate taking out the trash, Japan may not be the place for you because we have to take the trash out every morning before 8:30. I have to take the trash out in the morning. It's not allowed to sit out there overnight. And now I'm going to walk to show you where we put our trash. Your trash has to be taken to designated neighborhood spots like this one. The tarps will lay over all the trash bags.